Hey, it's Bart with the Scotch Test Dummies. I'm coming to you with another blind quick hitter, baby. I got the title down this time, Blind Quick Hitter, and a little book review. You've seen the other one on Washington distilling and the history. This is The Basic Laws of Human Stupidity, written by Carlo M. Cipolla, with a foreword by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, who wrote the Black Swan. Good book. Now, what's interesting is this was originally a white paper. It was put out in like the 80s, but it didn't kind of catch on here. But over in Europe, it did. And then it came back in a translation because Carlo is Italian. So it kind of took off in his home country. But I'm going to cover it because in law enforcement, I've seen a lot of stupid. And when I heard about this book, I thought, I need to read this. And I read it, and I thought it was going to be a little bit farcical. It's so small and little, and it's got the little upside-down stupidity. But it ended up being a touch of genius with an academic bent, which was very interesting. But before we get to that, we're going to have to nose this. Now, I have no idea what this is. This could even be brandy. I could be a fool and call it bourbon. Very light to the nose. I'm not getting any kind of bourbon notes. What am I getting there? A little bit of like a nougat and maybe a touch of barley. So again, I'm believing I'm over in Scotland somewhere. Touch of vanilla and hay, like a hay barn. But vanilla again, interesting. Ooh, very light, like very Speyside-ish. Oh, come on. I've had the parent company of this. This is like a Glenkinchie. It has these little cream notes to it, almost like a little cream cheesecake topping. That is nice. I got to know what this is. I feel like the ABV is 43 maybe. It's a Scotch. Oh, Compass Box Orchard House, 46%. Okay, great. Love Compass Box. Those cheesecake, New York style cheesecake creams, just delicious. And a perfect combination with this. So, what are the basic laws of human stupidity? All right, so it breaks it out on like a chart with 4 different options. So, if you do something, let's just say you do a blind quick hitter. All right, just filming a blind quick hitter. We're going to put us in a little rectangular box, but we're going to graph it. We're going to cut it. So, is it good for me? Oh, yes. So, it's going to graph up on good for me. Is it good for society? Sure, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say not only is it good for me, but it's also good for society. Now, on that graph, it's clearly better for me than society. I am telling you that blindly Compass Box, their orchard house, tastes good. It has that cream taste to it. But I believe I'm still getting the lion's share of the good here. I'm getting to physically taste it. Someone sent me the sample, probably the beaver, looking at the handwriting for free. And I'm then sharing out my opinion, which can have, oh, look at him. He's a YouTube whiskey. He's a whiskey tuber. All right. But the way the stupidity works is it could be good for me, but bad for society. So think a bank robber. If I go in and rob the bank, well, that's good for me, bad for society. And if it's graphing out, if I were to do something that was on the reverse side, then what if it was bad? What he calls totally stupid is something that graphs out as bad for me and bad for society. There's no upside. You know, I might give all my money away, but I give it to an orphanage. Well, it could be bad for me, but good for society. That wouldn't hit in the stupid range. Stupid is clinically called, it's bad for me and it's bad for society. If anything falls in the box of bad for me and bad for society, then it's just stupid. We had a guy who went to a fast food chain, asked for a resume, filled it out. He then left that resume there with all his correct information, mind you, and I think even a photocopy of his ID, shockingly. And then he came back in 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, no mask, and robbed the place that he just put a resume in with his real info. So it wasn't like he was just casing the joint. When we got this case, I thought, oh, well, this is all going to be fake info. It was his info. That's stupid. All right? He's robbing, but not even in a way that's good for him. It's bad for him. It's stupid. But I suddenly could realize why, if someone said, what do you mean he's stupid? I could say, well, the way he did this, it wasn't good for him. Clearly, robbing the fast food joint isn't good for society. This is factually stupid. I could graph it out and show you why. I could even show you how stupid it is. The book is just awesome with nice little showing you the graphs. I'll end up taking pictures, and then the chapters in between cover stuff like the probability that a certain person be stupid is independent of any other characteristic of that person. So you can't take any of the person's other characteristics into play. It really doesn't matter. And another one here is a stupid person is a person who causes losses to another person or to a group of persons, while himself or herself deriving no gain and even possibly incurring losses. That's stupid. So you can apply this to yourself. I was once getting ready to fire off a email that it was good I waited 24 hours before I sent it, but right as I was about ready to send the email, I thought, now hold on a second. What I'm doing may or may not, it was really unclear. It was a tough thing, benefit the organization. But it was almost guaranteed to be bad for me. And I thought, okay, let's pause. Let's read this email again in the morning. And when I reread it in the morning, I was like, I'm not even sure this is good for the organization. So if this is bad for the organization and bad for me in the way I framed it, then I'm being stupid. And I reconfigured what I was looking at and tried to figure out, well, if I can put forth an idea that's good for me, even if it's just a little bit, but very good for the organization, then I'm on the right track. And I had to look at it and reconfigure my argument so that it better fit in that frame. And then it amounted to absolutely almost nothing, but it was a very good exercise. So, again, Compass Box, Orchard House. I think I have a bottle over there. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes Bruno gets those. Very good. Great book. Check it out. Nice little package with a lot of wisdom inside. Usable wisdom.